Hello, boys and girls. We are in our rates and ratios unit. This is 6-2 out of the textbook, which is rates. And our learning targets for today that I would like you to write down are I can describe a rate and I can determine the unit rate of any given rate. All right, something that I want you to think about here before we continue. What do these things have in common? Okay, think about 32 miles per hour, 25 marbles in 6 minutes, $54.50 for 5 chairs. So what do all of those statements have in common? Okay, I want you to think about that as we're going through. We have some vocab that we need to write down. One of them is a rate, which is a ratio that compares two quantities with different kind of units. So for example here, okay, 160 beats to 2 minutes. So the units beats and minutes are different, but we are still comparing those two quantities. Okay? So then up above, these would all be rates. We are comparing miles to hour, marbles to minutes, dollars to chairs. Okay? Another word is unit rate, when a rate is simplified so that it has a denominator of 1. So this was our rate. And then we went to a unit rate by turning our denominator, or the minutes, into 1 minute, which gave us 80 beats in 1 minute. So that is a unit rate. All right, so here are the steps for finding unit rate. First, we write our information as a fraction, so write it as a ratio. Then we simplify by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by that bottom number, because we need our denominator to be 1. And then we compare if necessary. Okay, so here's some examples. Desiree earns $280 in 40 hours, and we want to find a rate that describes her pay per hour. What is her hourly pay? So how much does she make per hour? Well, here are our numbers that we're comparing. Our first number goes on top, so $280 in 40 hours. Okay, we have to divide, second step, simplify by dividing both of these by the denominator, which is 40. 280 divided by 40 is 7. 40 divided by 40 is 1. So now we have a unit rate, and this is telling us that she makes $7 per hour. Next one here we want to try, find the unit price if it costs $2 for 8 juice boxes. So we want to find out how much it costs per juice box. So our $2 is on top, over 8 boxes. We want to find out per 1 box, so we divide them both by the denominator. 8 divided by 2. Okay, gives us 25 hundredths, or 25 cents per one, and our bottom number is 1 box. So that tells us that it costs 25 cents per box. Here are some for you to try on your own. Find the unit rate, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary, and then come back and check after. So $300 for 6 hours. So first we write it as a ratio, 300 over 6, divide them both by 6. Sorry, I put my labels on there. Okay, 300 divided by 6 equals $50 per 1 hour. 220 miles on 8 gallons. We want to find out how much it would be per gallon, so we divide them both by the denominator. 220 divided by 8 is 27.5 miles for 1 gallon. All right. Find the unit price if a 4-pack of mixed fruit sells for $2.12. Well, we have to first write it as a fraction. So our 4 over $2.12. Divide both of these by our denominator. 4 divided by $2.12 is $1, since we're rounding to the nearest hundredth here, or 1 and 89. Okay. Now, the next thing is compare using unit rates. Okay. So the prices of 3 different bags of dog food are given in the table. Which size has the lowest price? So we need to find the unit rate for each of these and then determine which one is the better buy. So here are our different sizes. Okay. Starting with the 40-pound bag. Okay. We would write that as a ratio, so our price over the amount, the pounds, divide these both by 40, which is $1 per pound. Okay, I'm gonna make sure to write it all the 3 digits out, just in case they're really close in this one. Okay. Now the 20-pound bag costs $23.44 for 20 pounds. Divide both of these by 20, which is $1 and 172 for 1 pound. Oops, I forgot to label my pounds. 1 pound. All right. And then we need to do the 8-pound bag as well. So $9.88 for 8 pounds. Divide both by 8. $9.88 divided by 8 is $1.235 per 1 pound. Okay. So now we look at this, and our best price, the better buy, is going to be our 20-pound bag, because that is the cheapest per pound. All right, so here is a problem that I want us to look at. Lexi painted 3 faces in 12 minutes at the craft fair. At this rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? So in order to solve this, in order to figure out how many it is in 40 minutes, we need to find out how much she can do per minute. Okay, so we first start with getting this into a unit rate. So the 3 faces in 12 minutes would be 3 faces over 12 minutes. Now again, divide both by 12 by our denominator. Alright, so she can do 25 hundredths of a face per minute. Oops. Okay. Now that's our unit rate, so that's for 1 minute. We want to know how many she can do in 40 minutes. So we would take that, we take our rate there, okay, 0.25 per 1 minute. Again, I'm going to put my labels on there, okay, and we are going to multiply it by the 40 minutes, okay. Now I have my labels on here because I want to show that we have the minutes on bottom and minutes on top here. They cancel, so when we take the that 25 hundredths faces times 40, we get 10, and so that's 10, and we have a label of faces left, so 10 faces. Okay, so this tells us that she can paint 10 faces in 40 minutes. Alright, next one here to try. Sherry ran 4 miles in 20 minutes. At this rate, how long will it take her to run 10 miles? Well, we need to know how long it takes her to run each individual mile. So we're going to take the 20 minutes for the 4 miles. Okay. Divide these both by 4. And she takes 5 minutes per 1 mile. Okay. Now we want to know how long it would take her to run 10 miles, so we would times this by 10 miles. Again, our miles cancel. 5 times 10 is 50. And we have our minutes left, so it would take her 50 minutes to run the 10 miles. Alright, you can go back and rewatch any parts of the video that you are still stuck on. You can look in your book for examples and the tutor videos. Otherwise, head on over and take your 6-2 NAICU at this time.